Hey guys, I'm a New Zealand Protoss player, currently playing for Team Iris. I play at the Masters level on Korea. I've been at that kind of level for quite a while now, and I'm back in the Masters division for Heart of the Swarm. And with the new expansion, I'm going to be bringing a lot of video guides and tutorials on how to play Protoss in this new expansion. I think that a lot of people are struggling a bit with just the new units and the order to build stuff in and what builds to do. So I'm going to be going over that stuff at first, but then later on I'll be going over more advanced stuff, such as the kind of strategies to use in the mid and late game, certain timings you can use, and army positioning and how to react to what your opponent's doing, but we'll save that for later videos. I'm going to be going over 2 replays today. This first game I'll go through a bit quicker and not talk about it all that much, but just kind of talk about the new Heart of the Swarm and this strategy in general. And then the next game we're going to look more at the specific timings of the build order and whatnot. So the build that we're going over is a 3-stalker rush into a Stargate. This 3-stalker rush is going to be a very aggressive style. You can play it very defensively, but this style is going to be aggressive. We're going to build a 4th and 5th stalker instead of a sentry or anything, and then get aggressive for those 5 stalkers and the mothership core. Behind it there will be a Stargate, and the Stargate has a lot of versatility. There's 3 units you want to be going for: the Void Ray or the Phoenix or the Oracle. You don't want to get them all at the same time. I should stress that, as my wording wasn't the best, but depending on what you see and what you think you need, you can get. All of them have a very different use, but a very important use. The Oracle can not only harass the mineral line, but it can also detect DTs, and the detection is going to become very crucial in this game. It allows you to not go for the Robo, but at the same time, this Phoenix or the Void Rays allow you to be a lot more aggressive than the Robo does. One of the important things about the mothership core is its high ground vision. It's a flying unit, so you can see up this ramp, and with that vision you can see exactly how much sentry energy there is and exactly what the unit count is. So if your opponent's investing a lot into the DTs, then with this 5-stalker aggression you can do a lot of damage. And we do see that second gateway coming down. I didn't put all my guys on gas right at the start, but I'll go into that more in the next replay. I'll just burn through this, as there's not a lot that goes on for the next few minutes, but I'll slow it down again when we get to the action at my opponent's base. We do see him hiding the DT tech. This is, I think, the only way to do it if you're going to go for a 1-base DT build, as if it gets scouted then you're not going to really be able to go into a macro game. He has gone for 2 gateways as well, so it will let him get a few more units out, however it does delay the DTs a bit. And yep, we see the mothership core and 3 stalkers, as I misclicked there, but these 3 stalkers and the mothership core are going to allow me to control the map. I'm going to be able to get a proxy pylon down very easily. There's nothing, if he has 3 stalkers of his own, it can be a bit dicey, but with good micro you should be confident enough in this. And with that high ground vision, I do get to come up his ramp, and because I got up so easily, I know that there's something fishy going on. So when this Stargate finishes, I will go for the Oracle. This game isn't the most exciting. It's a bit one-sided, but I thought it was still just a good replay to demonstrate the strengths of the build and how to deal with, or how it deals with DTs. This time warp is just very good for slowing down units. It makes units unable to retreat, and that can be very important with a higher stalker count. If you put your time warp on the stalkers, then you're just going to be able to kill them. And I do go for this Oracle, as I am so far ahead that I just know that it's going to have to be DTs for me to lose. There's really nothing else that it can be. He can't go for a proxy Colossus or something that costs far too much econ. And chronoing this gateway implies, I mean, if he's just building Zealots or something out of this, it's not going to do anything. And so this DT will do a little bit of damage, but the Oracle's going to clean it up fine. So this build, it's a build that kind of catches everything. You can deal with the 4-gate very easily. It was kind of pioneered to deal with the 4-gate, and you can deal with the DTs very easily. It can kill someone who's being too greedy, or it can just go into a very macro style game. You can warp in sentries at the opponent's base, and then go home, build phoenixes, and play the macro game with good vision. This next game is going to be a bit closer. It's going to display how you can use this build to punish someone who's playing a slightly greedy build. This is myself in the top right, and just another barcode Protoss in the bottom left. I'm going to also look at the build orders used this game. I'll go into a bit of detail as to why you need these two gas geysers before the cybernetics core. As in Wings of Liberty, you generally wouldn't get the gas geysers that quickly ever, unless you were going for a very greedy DT build, which DT builds aren't the best, but they can be quite popular on the ladder, as a lot of people like to go for a bit of cheesy stuff there. Everyone likes winning. Now the mothership core does cost 100 gas, as I'm sure most of you are aware. But this means that the gas cost of the Protoss early game is going to be so much higher than in Wings of Liberty, which is the reasoning behind the second gas geyser. Now you can see just scouting around for proxies. This is very important when I'm going for this build, because I'm not going to be building a zealot, and I'm going to be getting these two gas geysers, so I'm just going to have no money at all really for a while, and I'm not going to have anything to be able to fight the zealots until my stalkers come out. With absolutely perfect control you can deal with it, but that's only the very top level players that can really do that very accurate micro for such a long time. I'm going to put two guys in each gas geyser at first, and then rally my nexus to the gas geysers. This is because although I need more gas than one gas geyser gives me, I don't quite need 6 probes worth of gas income at the very start. If you're paying attention, you would have noticed the cybernetics core is a bit late. This is just because I go for the second gas so quickly that I just don't have much money. However, it's better than the alternative of cutting probes or not having enough gas. And I'll fill up this gas geyser as well, and in the meantime getting the second gateway. My stalker is going to be slightly delayed. I think I might be able to make that up by stacking probes perfectly on these close mineral patches at the start of the game, but for the most part the kind of delay of the stalker is worthwhile for the extra gas income and the second gateway. Now my opponent's going to be going Stargate into a Nexus. This is a fairly greedy build, but we're going to see he goes for an Oracle to harass and the early Mothership Core. I'll explain both of these. The early Mothership Core means that he's going to get a lot of energy up very quickly, so he can use the Photon Overcharge once and then should have enough energy fairly quickly for that second Photon Overcharge. And that just allows you to defend for so long that you can get some Void Rays up, a lot of more units from your gateways, and be in an okay position to defend yourself. Also, this Oracle from him means that he's not going to die to any DT play. Now I'm going to be chrono boosting out these stalkers, and then after I've finished these two, I'm going to build 2 more stalkers after this pylon finishes. It's a very tight build in terms of minerals, as you do need a lot of gas for not only the stalkers but the Mothership Core and the Stargate. So your minerals are very tight, but it's the only way to do it really. So I'm going to be pushing out across the map, and this Nexus, if I don't do an aggressive build like this, the only really way to deal with it is not even a 4-gate, I don't think, because this Mothership Core, it can just put the Photon Overcharge on this Nexus and it delays me so much that he can get out a Void Ray or 2, he can get out some more stalkers of his own, he can force for this ramp for a bit. A little bit of sloppy play from him, but we're not really concentrating on the exact micro mechanics of the build or anything that specific. We're just looking at the build in general and how it deals with everything. This Stalker's not going to decide the game by a long shot. Now I do scout this Oracle with these 2 Stalkers. I think a very important thing to point out is that I don't overreact to this. I don't send kind of these 3 Stalkers and send them home. I just continue my aggression and build this Phoenix at home, which is a bit of a variation from last game. I went for the Oracle last game as I was a bit worried about DTs, but this game I know that there's no DTs or anything because I've seen the Oracle and I've seen the early expand, so it's just not possible. Now something that came into effect this game is with my Mothership core I saw that this sentry just didn't have enough energy for a second force field, and that allows me to push into the main very confidently. I'm going to force a photon overcharge and kill the Mothership core, and then just back off to kill this Nexus. The reasoning behind this is twofold. Not only do I want to kill this Nexus, but I don't really want to fight with this photon overcharge on. Back at home we see the Oracle does die. With the Phoenix is faster than the Oracle, so 10 times out of 10 you're going to kill that Oracle. I guess if you don't, it's down to human error, but these two Stalkers I just warp in, just because, again, minerals are very tight with this build and I don't want to be losing anything. Back at home he's doing the only thing he really can do, building Void Rays and whatever units he can. These Void Rays, their overcharge is now an ability, so they're a lot stronger against Stalkers now as they don't have to attack for, I don't know the exact time in seconds, but they had to attack for a while in Wings of Liberty to get the extra damage, but now they're going to be able to go into that overcharge mode straight away, and there we go, doing a lot more damage. However, it's not going to be enough. This time warp really helps me out, as these units can't chase me down as well, but I think I would have won regardless. Quite important is to pick off these Stalkers first, as they can attack the Stalkers continuously, but these Zealots is very easy to micro away from them. I can just pull back the injured units and they'll just survive. And yeah, so I guess that's how to play very safe but also very aggressive in PvP. The Phoenix just really shut down the Oracle, or I can build an Oracle and shut down any DT play. I can also just build a Void Ray to have a very strong fighting army, or I can just get a Phoenix and expand, and at the same time I can warp in a Sentry and force field the ramps if he tries to come down, to delay his expansion that way. So anyways, these games weren't the most exciting, sorry, but I feel that they display my points very well, and we're only really looking at the build orders at this point. So hopefully you learnt something, and hopefully you can take this knowledge to the ladder and start winning a lot. So yeah, happy laddering, and I'll see you next time with my next video.